All right, hey guys, sorry I'm late. I had to do a restart on my computer. So, good to know it takes about 6 minutes to get all back up and ready to go. Yeah, that's my bad. I gotta get in a better habit. Thanks, Ryan. It is about damn time. Um, Welcome back to Jon Does. This is the show where Jon does not grow hair. It just keeps falling out. Before we get started with anything, don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel financially and keep me growing. Keep me not the hair, of course, but the channel. So anyways, how's everybody doing? Sorry, my intro that I've been thinking about the show all day and like, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? How am I going to phrase this, that, or the other? And with that restart, I instantly was like, oh crap. What's going on? It was basically just my camera wasn't connecting to my computer. And I had to do a restart. Remember when I first started doing this and I was having some like technical issues and I had to cancel a show? I think it's the only community post I have on YouTube. It was a similar issue and all it needed was a restart. So hold on. There's one thing I'm going to do real quick. There we go. I got to move that camera over so you guys get more guitar. You know? Beautiful guitar. Rack of guitars over there. I'm still thinking about getting rid of the Les Paul, but make some room for either the 12 string or the Freak Show 51 that I got. All right, so how did I want to start today's show? Oh yeah, today there was a bunch of news that started popping out, and I'm not covering all of it. And actually, one thing I wanted to say up front too is I keep having this problem with, I started showing like trailers and stuff, minus the audio, except for that one episode. I keep getting this problem where I'm adding in the web browser to show more trailers. I was going to show one the other day too, and I think on Thursday I was going to show one, and I loaded it in, and it gives me a weird like pop-up for signing into YouTube, but I can't access the sign in, and so it keeps giving me like ads and all this stuff, and like I have YouTube Premium. I shouldn't be getting ads, and so when I share stuff or show trailers and things like that, there shouldn't be any pop-ups or anything like that. And for whatever reason, I just can't seem to get in to log in through the web browser function in Streamlabs. So I'll try to figure that out soon. But I was going to show one trailer that came out today too. I'll talk about it a little bit. Since I brought it up, I'll start off with that story. There's a new trailer for the Lord of the Rings Ring of Power series that comes out. Oh, what is that? That's the 2nd, September 2nd. That's coming up real soon. It's in like a week from Tuesday, or a week from Thursday. Today's Tuesday. A week from Thursday. So we got the Lord of the Rings trailer a couple of weeks ago. Was it maybe I don't even remember. It was about a month ago, I think. We got that first full length trailer. I think there was a teaser trailer before that, and then this was the first big trailer, and then this is the final trailer. And again, sorry, I can't. I was gonna show it and talk about it a little bit, but again, for some reason I can't really seem to sign in. But I guess what I'll say about it is I'm still interested in it. I'm sick and tired of these Tolkien fans saying this isn't Tolkien enough. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care. I don't care about your stupid opinion. I don't care if it's not Tolkien enough. This isn't Tolkien. Yeah, it's based off Tolkien material, but it's also going through showrunners, writers, showrunners, the head writer usually, but a group of new writers, new format, not George R. R. Martin, J.R.R. Tolkien didn't have the benefit of the media we have now. So go shut the fuck up. Seriously, I don't give a shit if you think this isn't Tolkien enough. He's been dead for a long time. Let's get over this, and let's go into this with a better attitude, guys. Ryan said, I didn't actually realize they were calling it that. It's as bad as Lords of Power. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's about the making of the rings. I almost said the 10 rings. Is it? No, it's 7, right? And I have Shang-Chi on the mind. So all you Tolkien fans that are bitching and moaning about this not being Tolkien enough, the dude's dead. The dude is dead. He's been dead for a long time. Of course this isn't Tolkien. And guess what? Peter Jackson isn't Tolkien either. He did a pretty good job, in my opinion, adapting the source material. And I think we have enough space and room for people to be able to create new stuff under this intellectual property. So just, if you're one of these Tolkien fans that's like, I don't care. I do not care. I want good entertainment. The world is burning around us, and I really don't give a fuck about your opinion about if it's Tolkien enough. Just shut the fuck up and sit down. Go take a nap. We'll wake you when it's over. Ryan's not a Tolkien fan nor a hater. Hey, I mean, Lord of the Rings is going to go the way of Star Wars. Yeah, I think so. Well, as long as they continue to make more stuff within the Middle Earth. I don't know how many seasons this will go. I mean, this could get canceled right away. Ouch. I forgot my cat sliced up my toe yesterday, and I just brushed it. Anywho. Oh, I'm sure the fans that I'm talking to are gonna learn to love it. But I woke up today and I threw on YouTube and I saw that there was a new trailer, and right next to it was "This is not Tolkien," and it was just I turned it on just for a quick second to see what the dude was gonna say, and he's just like pouting and whining, and I'm like, all right, this is why I don't listen to. Or this is why I'm like gonna go watch the show instead of watching your dumb show. Is all you're doing is bitching about how it doesn't, like, get over the source material. We are in an era of so much media and so much adaptation. Like, if we don't like the adaptations, we can't really pay to go see this stuff anymore. But you know what? People are doing it because they're interested and they want it. And the technical ability to pull off some of this fantastical world stuff in media is accessible when it wasn't when Tolkien was alive. Let's just remember that. Yeah, it just makes money sense for sure. Yeah, it's a money thing. And Lord of the Rings, this Amazon Prime thing is actually passion project of Jeff Bezos. He's a huge Tolkien fan, and he hired a bunch of people to take on this task. I'm not defending Jeff Bezos here. That's not what this conversation is. I'm just saying that, like, rich dude liked a thing, bought it, and is making a thing. That doesn't always work, and this show could be bad. There's a very real possibility that this thing could be bad. It could also be pretty good too, and it also might not fit into the Lord of the Rings lore so much that we're all used to, or it could fit in perfectly. But you know what? The show's not out. All you've seen is a dumb trailer that's been made by a third-party studio. So let's just cool it with the, like, this isn't my Tolkien. Shut the fuck up. This isn't politics, not my president bullshit. I wish my middle name was Preston. I'm gonna move on from this because as I'm excited about the show, I think it looks kind of cool. Again, it might just be an average science fiction show or fantasy show at this point, not science fiction. It might just be a standard. It very well could be like a high budget science fiction or like sci-fi channel original. You know, like it could feel like that. I might still be into that. Who knows? Yeah, sorry, I went off hot on that one video that I saw this morning, but it's a conversation happening, and I've been hearing it since they announced that this project was happening. So I'm just tired of all fan bases. Well, it's not like the source material. Well, it isn't the source material. That is the point. It's an adaptation of the source material. I mean, prime example I have is, I'm not to confuse with the new Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out, but there was an original I'll say original. There was a Dungeons and Dragons movie made in the early 2000s with Jeremy Irons, and the director of that movie was a massive, massive Dungeons and Dragons fan, and that movie was complete garbage. Just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean it's good. And I'm kind of in that space with Star Wars right now. Like, what's his name? Tony Gilroy, who ended up like basically backseat directing Rogue One, and he's doing this Cassian Andor series. He I don't know that he is a like massive Star Wars fan, but he seems to enjoy the like time period that he's worked in so far. And you know what? That's all that matters to me. If he's going to keep telling stories in that time frame or era or whatever, and he's excited about it and understands enough that he needs to, tell the story appropriately, that's fine. I'm really sick and tired of like gatekeeping content. Not every kid growing up today is gonna go read all of the Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings books or all of that other stuff. And it's great that they have other content they can get through. Rogue One was nice. Yeah, it's my favorite of the and I hate to use the term, but it's true, but the Disney era Star Wars movies, the TV stuff is different for me. But Rogue One is my favorite of the movies, the newer movies, and that. So, anyways, I could clearly go off for a while about people, fan expectations. You know what? We all need to, like, it's cool to come up with your own theories and ideas about what Marvel could do in their movies, or, based on what we know from comics, or what, things that we can surmise from the movies, or future plans, like maybe Kang's gonna do this or that or the other, like come up with your own idea. But once you walk into that theater, or once you sit down to watch Lord of the Rings or whatever, like, eat a gummy, smoke a fat bowl, and forget everything that you just came up with, because you didn't write this. Someone else did. Someone with a degree probably in writing for film and TV. Just remember all that stuff. Like, we gotta take our expectations down when we go into stuff these days, and that's duly important for high, like, big intellectual properties like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, all of it. So that's my this was gonna be a talk for a minute on the trailer. It looks good. I'm interested, and it'll be fun to see Lord of the Rings compete with Game of Thrones, really, because it's Game of Thrones just started this Sunday, and Lord of the Rings starts in a week, on next Thursday. So they're gonna be battling kind of for ratings a bit. What's the more popular or better. And it's also a little unfair too, because once they're kind of going up against contemporaries. I know Game of Thrones is can be a little bit more adult than Tolkien, but it's interesting to think about how people are going to perceive. Can't wait for the Disney's Legend of the Overfiend reboot. What's that? I don't know that. Hold on, I'm looking that up. Wow, I'm afraid I don't know this. Oh, this looks great. Yeah, this is totally a Ryan Ryan, no. You got me in a good sidetrack here. The relative coexistence of the human world, demon world, and beast world is soon to be disrupted by the Overfiend, an immensely powerful demon who will be reborn after 3,000 years to remake the world in his own liking. Yeah, let's do this. I want the Disney version of that. What's the rating on this? I don't see one. Is this 1989? It's not rated. Okay, so came out in 89 and it's not rated. So I'm gonna venture to guess it's probably got some fun stuff going on in it. Honestly, Disney has a ton of intellectual property. They've talked about Flight of the Navigator for a while, like redoing that, which I don't know, that could be fun. All right, so I'm gonna move on to what was the next thing. Oh, this would be a quick one too. Before I have a bigger news story. But this one popped up. So Red Sonja. Anybody not familiar with Red Sonja? She's in the kind of Conan the Barbarian universe. There was a movie in, was it 1985, I think, Red Sonja movie that was trying to come off the success of the Conan the Barbarian movies, and there's a popular comic run or ongoing comic run of Red Sonja. I don't know how popular it is, to be honest, but as I've stated in the past, I love fantasy adventure stuff, sword and sandal kind of stuff, and so there is some updates on Red Sonja movie, which I'd heard that they were doing a couple of years ago, and what's her name? Hannah John Kamen, I think is her name. She was Ghost in the Ant-Man movie, in the second Ant-Man movie. She was like the villain of that. She was cast, I think, or was going to play Red Sonja, and then I don't know what happened, but I have this article from the Hollywood Reporter by Eitan Velsing, and it says, Red Sonja, Matilda Lutz to star in Millennium Sword and Sorcery feature. The cameras are rolling in Bulgaria on the long gestating feature adaptation from the comic book series and directed by M.J. Bassett. Millennium Media has begun filming on the long they just redid that first sentence. Gestating Sword and Sorcery feature Red Sonja adaptation from the comic book series and starring Matilda Lutz as Red Sonja. The ensemble cast also includes Wallace Day, Robert Sheehan, which this is one of the reasons that this stuck out to me, because I really like Robert Sheehan. Sorry, part of that comment is cut off on my end. All the OG Conan shit is top notch. That might be one of the few alleyways of fantasy I might find myself in now and again. Okay. I know the Conan series was quite popular for a while, and Conan is in the Marvel universe, but he probably won't ever show up in Marvel because he's still owned by a different company, as far as I understand. Because there's a run with Kang the Conqueror where he's asked the person he's most afraid of, like the Avenger he's most afraid of, and it's not any of the Avengers, it's Conan for some reason. I don't remember the logic behind it, but it was like something about like you can throw him in any environment and he will always survive, something along those lines, I think. But it made him I think, oh no, it was either Doom or Kang. I think it was Kang. But anyways, back to the Red Sonja talk. Robert Sheehan as Dragon. And Robert Sheehan is I know him from the show, UK show called Misfits, where a bunch of like troubled teens get superpowers. And he's also in Umbrella Academy. He's Klaus in Umbrella Academy on Netflix. One of they're all pretty good characters, but Klaus is one of my favorites. Michael Bisping as Hawk, Martin Ford as General Karlak, and Eliza Mattingly as Amrak. MJ Bassett will direct the movie, and Joey Soloway was initially set to helm the project, and Soloway will get an executive producer credit. Here we go. Actress Hannah John Kamen was to have played the lead role of Red Sonja, but has stepped aside due to scheduling conflicts. The film will be produced initially at Bulgarian New Boyana Studios, with additional shoots set for Greece. Ooh, that's cool. Red Sonja is based on the Sword and Sorcery comic book of the same name by Dynamite Entertainment. I've wanted to make a Red Sonja movie since I was a teenager. She's been a powerful presence for me and a character that I've always wanted to bring to the screen with my own voice and vision. When I met Matilda Lutz, I knew she had all the magic I was looking for and could see the complexity and depth she would bring to Sonja, MJ Bassett said in a statement. Millennium Media President Jeffrey Greenstein underlined the long travails in getting Red Sonja from script to screen. MJ is an amazing filmmaker with fantastic vision, and Matilda was absolutely brilliant in Revenge, that we knew she was right for the role from the moment we saw her, making them the perfect duo for Red Sonja, he said. Lutz's recent projects include Paramount Pictures' Zone 414 and Neo's Revenge. Neo's Revenge. That's Matrix 5, everybody. Neo's Revenge. Bassett's projects include Solomon Kane, starring whatever. That's basically it. So Red Sonja, I'm always up for a good sword and sandal, sword and sorcery, fantasy epic. And throwing some cool characters. The original one had Bridget Nielsen and Arnold in it. And I think Arnold got top billing and was in it for like 10 minutes, something like that. Red Sonja is coming soon as a movie. So we'll see how that goes. I was talking to Jason. I was talking to Jason yesterday, and he was mentioning how other YouTubers that he watches, and I do too. I watch people that tend to come at things with a negative attitude. This is why I kind of went off on the Lord of the Rings thing a little bit ago. I don't want, whenever I hear there's a movie coming out or they're doing this, that, or that, I don't want a movie to fail. I want it to be good. I don't want it to, I never want someone else's art to be bad just because I'm vindictive or whatever reasons people have. I always cheer on stuff because I want it to be good. The only thing recently, based on the evidence I've seen that I'm not into, is that Monsters reboot. And that's purely because the trailer I saw looked like garbage. It looked like a low budget porn. I don't think that looks good, but I will give it a shot. And if it's good, I will come back here and I will eat my words. I will say, hey, this is a lot better than I expected. I don't have high hopes for that, but I do have high hopes for Wednesday. The Addams Family reboot, or not reboot, but the Wednesday Addams series Tim Burton is doing for Netflix. That looks good. So anyways, Red Sonja's coming. Looking forward to that till I hear otherwise. And the last big story I want to talk about was this big news. I pulled this story from Deadline, but everybody's running this story right now. The Batman director Matt Reeves sets up multi-year first-look film deal at Warner Brothers and re-ups with Warner Brothers Television. This is an exclusive. Warner Brothers is going all in on the Batman director Matt Reeves and his Sixth and Idaho production company. He has become the first filmmaker given an overall first-look deal since Warner Brothers Pictures Group co-chair /CEO Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdi were hired by Warner Brothers Discovery chief David Zaslav. to steer the film and television division. In addition, Reeves has re-upped with with the Warner Brothers Television Group and chairman Channing Dungey, where he is also working on the Batman spin-off series The Penguin with Colin Farrell. Now, that's something that's been in the works for a little bit now. And I was wondering what was going to happen with that. Reeves and Six in Idaho had the first look film deal at Netflix. Reeves is spending so much time on the film and TV projects relating to the Batman franchise that it made perfect sense for him to call Warner Brothers home with his multi-year first look deal. DeLuca and Abdi hope to see him grow into the kind of cornerstone filmmaker that Todd Phillips has been with the Hangover and Joker franchises. Sorry, that's just a weird comparison. I think Matt Reeves is a much better filmmaker than Todd Phillips, like by far. Sorry, I'm gonna reread this sentence and I'm probably gonna laugh while I do it. DeLuca and Abdi hope to see him grow into the kind of cornerstone filmmaker Todd Phillips has been with the Hangover and Joker franchises. And what Clint Eastwood has been forever at the studio. Now that's another story. Clint Eastwood, regardless of how old and racist that dude is, he's directed great films. He's a solid director. Making this legendary studio my home is a dream, said Reeves in a statement. I'm so excited to be working with Mike, Pam, and Channing and our teams to bring captivating stories, and I'm truly passionate about Jeez, I'm doing it again. Reading, it's a thing. I'm so excited to be working with Mike, Pam, and Channing and our teams to bring captivating stories I'm truly passionate about to the big and small screen. Under the terms of the final deal, Warner Brothers Picture Group production divisions, Warner Brothers Picture, New Line Cinema, Warner Animation Group, and DC-based films will have first look rights to Reeves' work as a writer, director, or producer. Reeves is currently back to work on the sequel, co-writing with Mattson Tomlin in the second installment of the DC's resuscitation that drew strong reviews and a global gross net worth of $770 million worldwide. Robert Pattinson is back for the sequel as the title character. That would be Batman. As part of the new look deal, Reeves has begun a search to find the senior level executive to run the new film deal for Sixth in Idaho. I'm available. Dylan Clark, who's been Reeves' producing partner on the Planet of the Apes trilogies and the Batman, is also back for the sequel, but runs his own production label. Reeves won't take office space at the lot, but will rather stay in the Six in Idaho's current headquarters. And then the rest of this seems to be everybody talking about how much they love each other. To DeLuca and Abdi, the Reeves deal signifies that the direction that they want Warner Brothers head is the direction they want Warner Brothers headed, a filmmaker-friendly lot that has the studio's image during its heyday. All right. And then the last little sentence here, or paragraph here. Someone like Matt will buy for him whatever he wants to do. DeLuca said, "We're making an investment for whatever Matt feels a pull towards the Batman universe and otherwise. He has an open invitation to go wherever his interests take him. We'll lean into whatever Matt wants to do. In terms of the writer directors out there working at this very elevated genre space with everything Matt's done, from Let Me Into the Apes trilogy to Batman, he's in a class by himself. Reeves' deal was done by CAA 3 Arts and Jackaway Austin Tyerman." Okay, so sorry, I missed some stuff here while I was stuttering over words because, you know, California public school system. What'd you got, Jason? I'm gonna say I like Colin and enjoyed him as a Penguin. I look forward to a spinoff. Yeah, I think he was definitely one of the best parts of that. I did like the movie. I like the iteration of Batman that we got. He's the first detective Batman we've had on screen. The other ones were the just, detective hobbyists at best. Yeah, villains are the best part of Batman. Batman has such a great rogues gallery of villains. I remember hearing they were gonna do something else. There was a Gotham PD series. I think that got canceled. But I liked the Batman movie. It was maybe a little. Should rewatch it. It's either a little slow or a little long. In certain parts, I could have cut maybe 10-15 minutes out of the movie. Nothing crazy. But I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see more Pattinson. I'm way more excited about seeing more Robert Pattinson as Batman than I am Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. But a little of both. Yeah. What was that? Sorry. So I'm excited to see what Matt Reeves is gonna do. Just in general, I mean, first look deals. Basically what they are. Yeah, it was both slow and long at times. I like I said, I could have cut a little bit of it down, just a tiny bit, but overall, I liked the movie. And dude, Colin Farrell was a revelation in that movie. I watched a behind the scenes on the makeup that they did for him, and it was just amazing. They did such a good job. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with the Colin Farrell Penguin show. The movie set him up. He's not like the main villain in the movie. He's just kind of a lackey at that point. But now we're starting to get into the thick of it with him. But so a first look deal basically means that when a director has an idea and they put it into a lookbook, or they have a pitch for it, Warner Brothers is the first place they're going to go to try to pitch this movie or TV show or whatever it is they have. And so if Warner Brothers decides, this isn't something we want, he can then take stuff, I think depending on the contract, but most of the time I think the first look just means that Warner Brothers gets first dibs on his ideas or property, and then if they pass on any of it, he can then take it to like Netflix or Universal or whoever else, So I like him as a director. I haven't seen Let Me In, and I did that on purpose because it's a remake of a Swedish vampire film called Let the Right One In, and I really liked that movie. I'm not a huge horror film buff. I think I'm starting to become one a little bit more though. Not buff, but just enjoy them a little bit more. Sorry, my camera. Nope, wrong way. Trying to give you the best of both worlds. Me on one side and the guitars on the other. He's a great director, and I think it with everything else I've seen, I've watched. Did I watch all of the? I might not have seen the last Planet of the Apes movies, but I liked them for the most part. These newer ones, and the Batman movie. So whatever he does next, I'm interested to see what he's up to, especially in the DC world. He did a really good job, I thought, with making a noir Batman film. The structure of the film's kind of weird. I mean, at the end, they had to have a big explosion somewhere. So I think those were like studio mandates. But overall, I enjoyed it. All right. I'm going to do a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back, and I'll talk about my man crush. It's an important thing for me to talk about. So I will be back in just a minute.
I'm Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too.
This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee.
All right, that was a quick break. I'm starting to jumble up my commercial breaks and throw things in here and there, so you never know how many commercials you'll get in a day, or if there'll be a new one. I still have some stuff I have not aired. So, all right. I got to get into this. There's a show that I watch sometimes, What We Do in the Shadows, and I've seen every iteration that's available of the concept. It's a short film that Taika Waititi did. It's on YouTube. And then they made a feature-length version of it with slight differences, just slight differences. And then that movie got super popular, so they decided to make a TV series. And the premise is about a couple of vampires that, live alone in a house. Not alone, but they live together in a house. And there's like a reality TV crew that follows them around. And the TV show has a different group of vampires than the movie. And one of the vampires, named Laszlo, is played by this guy. His name is Matt Berry. And Matt Berry, I have been a big fan of for a really long time. I first came about... you keep trying to find time to start What We Do in the Shadows. It's good. It's a comedy. The series is like, it's half hour, so whenever you got some free moments to watch stuff, it's pretty funny. And the show has progressed a little bit into a little bit more of a Hollywood feel. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say here. It definitely has more of a TV feel than the movies did, for sure. But the show is strangely as good as the movie for all of its differences. And Matt Berry. I first came across Matt Berry when I was living in it was my college years. I lived in this house in Chico, California, with my roommate Kelly, who had done a semester abroad in the UK, and she had come back and shown me episodes of The Mighty Boosh, and my mind was blown. It is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. I don't recommend it for everybody because it's a weird show, like handmade sets and characters and stuff. I still love the show so much. It's a very near and dear place in my heart for The Mighty Boosh. And Matt Berry plays in the first season. Yeah, it's just the first season. In the first season of The Mighty Boosh, they work at a zoo, and Matt Berry plays the zookeeper, or not the zookeeper. He owns the zoo. His name's Bainbridge, and he's He's just a rich asshole. But he's so good. And then what was that? What did I see him in afterwards? Yeah. So around the same time, after Mighty Boosh, I started to get interested in all of the people that, were in the Boosh. So I would look up like even side characters. Who's that actor? What other stuff have they been in? And that was kind of my backdoor into a lot of like British comedies and stuff like that I still really like. And so I had seen that Noel Fielding, who's one of the two main characters on the Mighty Boosh, and Matt Berry were in this other show called the IT Crowd, which is a very standard sitcom. It's kind of office-y, except for it's not. It doesn't have the like talking heads. It's not like a mockumentary at all. It's a straight sitcom. There's sets, there's laugh tracks and stuff like that. It's about two guys that work in an IT department that they're just like stuck in the basement, and they get this new boss who just actually lied her way into the position, and it's just a really funny show altogether. Noel Fielding pops up as one of the other IT guys, but he's not there all the time. It's like they kind of like pushed him. He's very gothic. He kind of looks like a vampire. And then Matt Berry comes in the second season after his father dies. After his father dies, who was the head of the company. Now in real life, the guy played what was his name? Chris Morris, I think is his name, that played the original owner or boss of the business. And then Matt Berry comes in the next season as his son, and I think they're like 5 years apart in age or something like that. They're very close, like he it might be a little bit different, but like very clearly like that's probably not your kid. But Matt Berry is so funny in IT Crowd. He just becomes like a know nothing rich kid that comes in and tries to run the company, and he just is not good at it, and he's very much he's part of his character is he's addicted to sex. I don't think some of the stuff he does maybe would fly today, but this is from like 2006, I think. Way back in the day. Man, it's so crazy to think. And then there's another show that's kind of more along the lines of Mighty Boosh, in my opinion, called Garth Marenghi's Dark Places. And that's it. I don't even really know how to describe this one. Garth Marenghi is a character who is a science fiction and horror author. This is a comedy, by the way. He's a science fiction horror writer, and in the like 70s or 80s he made a TV show based on his books called Dark Places. And what the show Garth Marenghi Dark Places is they play specific episodes from back in the day of the show intermixed with like a Where Are They Now type thing, so you get like interviews with the cast and crew, and it's really funny. It was such a weird concept to me when I first heard it and fell in love with it. I mean, a lot of people might know them. There's some memes from this show. There's Matt Berry here does a song called One Track Lover, and it's a very like 80s it's not New Jack. It's like this, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. 80s, like, hot night, go driving in my car type track. And it's so stupid. It's so good. And Matt Berry is incredible in it. And so, those 3 shows alone, Mighty Boosh, IT Crowd, and Garth Marenghi's, all 3 of those shows I rewatch every once in a while. Mighty Boosh and Garth Marenghi, to me, are on a little different level just based on the content. It's not a straightforward comedy. It's very surreal and just like kind of out there. And anyways, there's another character from the Mighty Boosh. He's an American actor named Rich Felcher, and he plays the zookeeper. He's just a weird dude that just keeps popping up randomly. Him and Matt Berry got together, and they did a series called Snuffbox, which I used to have on DVD, and it's just a 1-season like sketch comedy. It's not done on sets. It's done out in real life, but it's like there's threads between everything. Some of that I don't think holds up very well still. There's like Matt Berry plays a really misogynistic character for like this ongoing kind of joke. I know some people might not like it, but I think the joke is that it's not acceptable, which is what people forget sometimes watching media, is like things are funny because they're not like acceptable, but we've taken some of these things as a society. It's like, no, they did it on TV, so we can do it. And it's like, no. The point was that it's funny because this is not acceptable, you know? I think that's forgotten a lot. Sorry, I gotta move my foot around. So the last show I'm gonna mention Matt Berry being in is something I think you can find it on Netflix. It's another great show where he's the lead. There's a couple other shows that he's in. There's one called Year of the Rabbit. I have not checked out. But the one that I'm referencing here is Toasts of London, and his character is he's a working actor, like theater actor, and he's trying to, you know, just make it as not trying to make it like he's been acting for a long time, but it's basically this older actor who's still trying to get work, and the weird situations he comes across on set, and he's got a rival named Ray Purchase who's freaking hilarious. He's always wearing like a turtleneck and like a blazer, like a match. Like he might be wearing like white pants and a white blazer and like a orange turtleneck or something like that. He's always got some style going on like that. And it's great. There's a reoccurring joke. I think it starts almost every episode. I don't remember, but he's doing the reoccurring joke in every episode is one of his jobs is like voiceover work, and there's these 2 douchebags that are like the recording engineers, and they're always in the control room, you know, and and one of them is always like you know, he'll press the button and be like, Matt Berry's character's name's Stephen Toast. That's why it's called Toast of London. He'll hit the like intercom button and say, Stephen, this is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me? And it's like, yeah, idiot, I can hear you. And it's every episode, and they always make it fun, fresh, silly. I don't know. It's a really hilarious show. And I see elements of Toast in Laszlo and Matt Berry's character on What We Do in the Shadows. But the last thing I want to get into with Matt Berry, not just my man crush isn't just because he's a funny actor in stuff that I find personally like some of my favorite stuff, content of all time. Not only is he a part of all of that, but he is also a musician, and he has put out a number of records. Let's see. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 records. He's got a total of 11 records. The first one he put out in 1995, then 2005, and then the first record I heard from him was this record, Hazel, which came out in 2011. And there are some interesting songs on there. There was, what's it called? The Badger's Awake, or The Badger, something. Yeah, The Badger's Wake. I think that was the first song I ever heard from him, written by him. And was like, wow, this is actually really like magical sounding, and it turns out he does most of the instrumentation. And let's see, which one was this? Oh yeah, okay. So one of the tracks, what is it? Rain. Wait, where is it? Rain Came Down. The backing vocals feature Peter Serafinowicz, which not a lot of people know that name, but you probably have heard him. He did the voice of Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace. They did not bring him back afterwards, but he was also the Tick, the first live action Tick. When that was out, sorry, not the first live action Tick. That was oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Completely blanked right there. But he was the newer Tick. Sorry, he was in was it Amazon did a remake of the Tick, handful of years ago, and he was the Tick in that. He's a really funny British dude, but so yeah, he does some vocals on that song. Okay, so Take My Hand is a popular song of his from this record, and they ended up using it as the theme song for Toast of London. And then there is an instrumental version and a recurring motif in the dark comedy series Snuffbox. But also, I think he's done some music on What We Do in the Shadows. Him and his character have yeah, sorry, I discussed Red Sonja already. We were in the beginning of the beginning of the episode. Let's see. So yeah, Matt Berry had done some music in What We Do in the Shadows too. I think is some of his stuff from that Witch Hazel record. Yeah, he's got a bunch of other ones, including a live record, but I think a personal favorite is his last record called Blue Elephant. That one I've thrown on many road trips. Okay, no problem. I can back up and start there. Thanks. Yeah, hey, sorry about that. Oh, this is a good time to probably talk about this. Tomorrow, I'm starting at 6 instead of 5 Pacific time because Pat's going to be on the show tomorrow. But also, I'm moving the show completely to 6 p.m. just because it's, I think, a little bit easier for people to get to. So, I'm going to be moving the show to 6 p.m. starting tomorrow, I guess, really. There won't be a show Friday. I've decided I'm not going to do pre-tape shows for Friday, Monday, or Tuesday because I want to really put in some effort to I don't want to do pre-recorded shows and give you like kind of I guess a little not half-assed. I'd put work into it, but you know, like you can't really get involved in the conversation when they're pre-recorded. So I think I'm just gonna take Friday through Tuesday off. I usually do the weekends off too. So but I really want to take the time. Well, I'm going to be traveling to Washington, D.C. For my nephew's birthday. And I want to be able to really put some thought into what the show is becoming instead of giving you like, well, I have to be committed to Monday through Friday. Right now, I'm still trying to make that commitment, but I will need to take some time to get my stuff in order, make the show better. And also school's starting up again for me, so I'll have to be, balancing that a little bit too. So yeah, I'm gonna be moving the show to 6, and hopefully when I come back, I have more guests both in house with me and over Zoom. That's the goal for the next couple of weeks, is getting more people in here, because I really like to talk about entertainment and stuff like that, but I think it's important that we have some other kinds of conversations. And last Friday, was it last Friday or Thursday when Pat was on? I think it was Friday. I thought was one of the best conversations I've had on Jon Does, regarding healthcare. The title of the episode was Pat and Jon Do Drugs, or Jon and Pat Do Drugs. And so I want to have more conversations about various things, healthcare, or Jason was talking about coming on, and I think we were, considering a conversation about like CAD software and some of the like 3D printing and or not 3D printing. Sorry. This is why I need Jason on here. Explain this a little better. But that's kind of the whole thing, is to try to have better conversations instead of just me rambling all the time, which I don't mind doing. But I think you guys deserve a little bit better content than just like me sitting here babbling and like incoherently reading Deadline articles. Yeah, Pat will be back tomorrow. I don't remember. Hold on. What day is She-Hulk on? Is that Wednesdays or Thursdays? I don't remember. It was a Thursday. Okay. So Pat will be on tomorrow, and then you know what? I just realized I have dinner plans for my mother's birthday on Thursday. I don't know. I need to figure that out too. I want to, I want to be able to talk about stuff coming out too, so I'll announce tomorrow, but there's a good chance tomorrow might be the last episode of the week, and then start back up next Wednesday when I get back. I'll announce that tomorrow, but also remember, tomorrow I will be on at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's going to be the new, for now, that's going to be the new time slot for Jon Does. Just to, I think some people, it'd just be a little easier for some people to not just be able to watch and let me rephrase it. It gives me an opportunity to potentially have more people available, because, in California, if people are getting off work at 5, they don't want to like rush home and then get, all of that stuff. Just make it a little bit easier to have more people involved. And when I say more people involved, that means the audience too. I love the interaction. Sometimes I'm a dumb guy and get a little lost, but I think it's good to get the interaction too. That's part of the fun of the live stream, is the interaction. I know you guys can't always do that. Sometimes you're making dinner or working on something else while listening. That's totally cool. I appreciate that too. But it's also great when the community is active. So yeah. Let's see. Did I have anything else? No, I don't. Just the fact that I have a big man crush on Matt Berry. He's a super talented actor and musician, and I would like to be him. There's an episode of Toast of London where he becomes enamored with Jon Hamm, the actor Jon Hamm, who makes an appearance in the show as Jon Hamm. And that's how I feel about Matt Berry. I don't know if I love him or am in love with him. Anywho, peace out, Ryan. Peace out, Jason. Peace out, everybody. Lord of Lek. Sorry, I'm trying to Lordo Fleck. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I hope you find the Red Sonja conversation at least entertaining. try giving me a subscribe and come back for future episodes. Yeah. Last two things, as always, check out wilddinosaur.com. That's my website. I have merch there. I have t-shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags, and it's not just logo stuff. I make art, and so here's one of my tote bags. I have stuff like this. This is called Lakeside. This is a nice polyester tote bag with nice handles. You can choose the color of the handles too. It's red, yellow, and black. So yeah, check out wilddinosaur.com. And hey, if you also got a couple extra bucks, check out the link down in the description. There's a donation to Planned Parenthood. It's a really important cause. They do a lot of stuff. It's not just abortions. It's a lot of healthcare, reproductive healthcare for men and women. You need some condoms. Just walk into the lobby. They probably got a bowl of them sitting out. That's all I'm saying. But it's a crazy time for Planned Parenthood, and so yeah, I think it's really important to go donate. So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. with Pat. And I'll get rid of this graphic. So I will see you guys tomorrow.